All right, YouTube. Does this work? Are we live? Ooh, we're live. All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So today I'd like to do a live stream to discuss the venture that I'm doing and also just answer questions that are going to pop up. I'm not going to have an answer to all of your questions at this point in time, but I'd like to answer as many as I can today and just kind of discuss what it is that I'm looking to do. So one of the things that I brought up on the video that I did yesterday is, let me just make sure that this is actually going to show the window I want it to show. No. Maybe. Here we go. So what I wanted to discuss was this over here, which is the fundraiser for a 501c4 that I started with a goal of getting right to repair passed. Now, one of the first major questions is, what is this money going to? What would I like to do? The first thing that I would like to do is retain the firm that got right to repair passed in Massachusetts for automotive last year via a direct ballot initiative. So a lot of people have really said, you seem to be having a lot of frustration dealing with politicians that are not actually listening to anything that you say. Why don't you just go direct ballot? And the reason is it costs an insane amount of money. And I discussed that in the last video. So what I would like to do is be able to retain the firm that did this job, and I linked them in the last video, is Brian Hickey Associates, to do this work. And they said that it would cost somewhere between $5 to $20 million to do a direct ballot initiative. I'm hoping to be on the low end of that because I don't want to sound obnoxious here, but I'd like to try and leverage social media and going on podcasts and going on, the shows and doing all this type of stuff rather than just solely focusing on something like television ads to try and get, a grassroots campaign, more of a grassroots campaign going than just dealing with traditional media. Most of this winds up being an expense that comes from constant polling and advertising. So the way it was explained to me is that it is technically illegal to create advertisements that are lies. But the thing is, the fee for creating those lying, misleading advertisements is very low, so your opposition is going to say whatever the hell they want about you. And it doesn't matter if they get a slap on the wrist fine 3 months after the ballot initiative is over, because by then you already got a no vote, so you're screwed. So you need to be in this constant feedback loop of polling every single one of your voters to figure out what they think, day after day after day, and so that you can make an ad that speaks to the specific concerns they have. So if you make your ad, but it doesn't answer the voter's question, it's a no. So a lot of it is that, and then the process of getting all of these signatures. Do you intend to contact LTT? I intend to wind up contacting as many people as humanly possible who are willing to listen. Again, I am by far, anybody who's met me in person knows this, I am by far a social butterfly. I'm the person that if you take me to a party, I'm standing in the corner with my drink, reading a Bloomberg article on my phone, asking, can we leave yet? Can we leave yet? But I'm going to start becoming a social person for the purpose of getting this out there to as many people as humanly possible. So there's a bunch that I'd like to contact, and he's most certainly going to be one of them. Why are you? Oh, that's a stupid question. Oh man, I forgot this is a YouTube chat. Fuck, I got a filter. I can't just read. Where do babies come from? Fuck me. Oh my god. Actually, that's a good answer. Yeah, I mean, technically that would get you a baby. Right. I'm not American. How does direct ballot work except people get to vote? You get a bunch of signatures, you apply, you get put on ballot, you fight crappy, misleading ads, people hopefully vote yes, they vote yes, you get law. So there's a few other questions that were being asked. I don't know necessarily if this is a question that's been asked in good faith, but I figure I should answer it anyway. The reason I don't think it's answered in good faith is because I've answered it in 3 separate videos. Nonprofits require that you release a form. I think it's called a 990. I'm not sure if that's only for C3s or C4s, but it's called a 990, and it's a form that you're supposed to release that says what some of your largest expenditures are, the people that you've paid the most money to. So people have said, are you going to pay yourself from this fund? And my answer has been no, I'm not paying myself a salary, and this will be something that can be concerned. This is something that you'll be able to see once those forms come out. But again, I can't prove that until they actually do come out. Aaron says, I got an email from Repair Association this morning about bills in many states this year. How do you two compare, I'll need a more specific question. I will most certainly, like, I don't really, we both have many of the same goals. I would be looking to try and do a direct ballot initiative. They're looking to go the more traditional route of submitting a bill to a legislature and then getting politicians to vote on it. And that's an area where I have become considerably cynical over the past 6 years as I have showed up at legislatures and I have spoken to politicians and I have dealt with politicians that scheduled meetings with us and then canceled the meeting within a very short time frame after receiving over $3,000 from an AT&T lobbyist that spoke against the bill. This was public information. So I think a part of the difference is cynicism, which has caused me to go for the direct ballot approach. But yeah, the Repair Association people and I share many of the same values, and I did reach out to someone from US PIRG and the Repair Association and ask, what are some things that you would like to do that you just haven't done because of lack of funds? And one of those was an FTC complaint. Since Alina Khan is coming into the FTC, is a big supporter of right to repair. One thing that would make sense is to put all this antitrust stuff in front of them. So, the instances of tying, instances of keeping chip manufacturers from selling parts to us, that type of monopolistic behavior. So I'm already in the process of having a report drawn up by an antitrust attorney. So what I'm doing with them is I'm asking, what are the things you'd like to do, but that you just kind of, you put on hold due to money concerns that are in the interest of the general public that are not lobbying? And how can I help fund these things? So, I respect the work that Gay Gordon Byrne does there. Where was I before that? So another question is, if this is something that costs $5 to $20 million and you don't raise $5 to $20 million, what will you do? If I make it within earshot, I will go for the direct ballot initiative. If I don't make my goal, then I'm not going to go for a direct ballot initiative that would fail. I would then use the money to support bills in the states going the old-fashioned way, which is it's still expensive. Hiring lobbyists, hiring people to write the bill, hiring people to do all the campaigning and all that. That's still an expensive thing, but it is considerably less expensive than a direct ballot initiative. So if I fail over the next several months to raise the $5 to that figure that I put out there, then what I would do is I would use the money to push right to repair bills in individual states the old-fashioned way without going the direct ballot initiative. Another question, are you accepting cryptocurrency at this time? I have not set up a cryptocurrency account yet for this organization. I have a bank account already open. I literally opened the bank account for this organization yesterday. The reason that I started this immediately is if the deadline for a direct ballot initiative is August and I need to raise $5 to $20 million by August, I'm not waiting like even one day, because that is a crazy close deadline to raise an insane amount of money. I'm going to have a website made shortly, but again, this isn't one of those things where like I'm waiting for a website to get made. I mean, you watch the videos, you see the work that I've done over the past 6 years, my beliefs on this matter, my consistency on this matter, my thoughts on this matter are well known and all there to see if you go to youtube.com/Rossmann Group over the years. So if I raise that amount, direct ballot initiative. If I fail to raise that amount, I will use the money for lobbying in existing states and putting in as much effort as is necessary prior to the point that we get to a hearing. So once you get to a hearing, you're kind of already screwed because everybody's made up their mind already. You need to speak to politicians and you need to get them to understand the bill prior to a hearing. But that's really, again, I'm really going for the direct ballot thing. That's what I would like to do. But if I fail at that, then this would just be used for standard lobbying purposes. How will you protect yourself from liability from asshole lobbyists, major corporations threatening you or your business? I probably should have thought through that more before I did this. I'd already donated to fund. Here's for your pocket, kitting up those corporate assets. Thank you, Magic. So I have not really thought that part through in terms of how it affects my personal business. What I'm hoping there is that the goodwill that I've put out there into the world over the past 7-8 years from running a business that treats customers properly and also showing other people how to fix their own products acts as a shield so that when, the people start defaming my business or making accusations about myself or my staff or anything like that, that it doesn't stick because I've provided something for the community that was valuable. So if other repair shops have used the information I've posted to make money, if customers have saved themselves money by using content in my video to fix products they otherwise would have thrown away, my hope there is that the goodwill I've put out in the world helps to act as a shield when you see some stupid shitty attack ad come out. But I haven't really come up with a plan for that other than, put out goodwill in the world and hope that it comes back. Watcher from the Tesla put this in the pot. Thank you, Justin Millman. Wait a second. You're a member of the damn C4. What the hell are you doing? I got an email from the repairers. I answered that one. Okay, I'm 5 minutes behind. When did we get ice cream? You don't get ice cream. This 501c4 will never provide you with ice cream. Not sure I'm allowed to make a promise like that, but yeah. Go to Lex Friedman podcast. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. Leave comments in this video with all the podcasts that you think I should go on. Veritasium's last video mentioned right to repair. I saw. Sorry if you answered. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Thank you, commenter. Will this law be specifically for tech industry or a comprehensive right to repair affecting many different industries? So in the beginning, what I'd like to do is I'd like to pass something that deals with consumer electronics. And then if that passes, then we go back for everybody else. So first we passed one for automotive. Automotive paved the way for consumer electronics. Consumer electronics will pave the way for agriculture. Agriculture will pave the way for medical, and so on and so forth. So the question is, often, like, how broad should the bill be? And you can read, there's a link in the description down below that has a link in it to a here, let me just make sure that link is actually working. That would be smart, you dumbass. 1 second, let me just make sure that link works. And what do you think about EU passing right to repair laws? I hope they do, and I spoke with some of the repair.eu people the other day. They're very nice people that really seem to want to get this done. They seem very dedicated to the cause, and their concern appeared to be the misconception that right to repair did pass when something passes that is not necessarily a victory, which is a concern that I share with them, but I am coordinating with them. And again, the appliance thing seems like a big win. The labeling thing doesn't seem like as much of a win because I saw how they were able to rate the MacBook when it came to getting parts. I did a video on that a while back, but we will see. Let's see. If your employees don't like doing board repair videos and you don't have time, you should offer them a small incentive if they make a video. I mean, it's one of those things. Here's the thing. Here's the way this works. If someone, how do I put this? You can't give someone money to do something that they don't want to do. They have to be motivated to do it. They have to want to do it. And then when they do it, then you give them a pile of money. But it never works the other way around, the way I've seen. Like, you find someone who, wow, I really want to do a good job at this. And then as a reward, you throw them a pile of money. And then because you gave them the pile of money or the raise of the bonus, then they want to continue doing that into the future. But if you start, but you can't start with, I hate doing this. Okay, what if I give you this pot of money? I've never had the experience where that works. Was working on an old Chevy last night to pull the motor. So much room to work. I look to the day. I don't need a dealer to turn off trouble codes. Yeah, one of the things that Paul has said is that as cars have gotten newer, there's less space to work on things, and that's a big part of what makes it more difficult. But I don't see that changing. If someone wants to learn board repair but wanted to work on motherboards for gaming PCs or graphics cards, it's similar to Mac board repair. It is. It's just you're not going to find schematics to graphics cards, which makes it a pain in the ass. And also on graphics cards, often what dies is the BGA chip itself, which makes it a non-economically viable repair in many cases, unless you have better sources than I do. Which, if you have better sources than I do, by all means, go for it. Can't donate to GoFundMe from where I live, so here's a super chat instead. Thanks, Louis, for everything you do. Just to be clear, super chats and any sort of that stuff goes to me. It doesn't go to the right to repair thing. That's included in the description down below. I wanted to be full disclosure here. I and Louis Rossmann and Repair Preservation Group Action Fund are two separate organizations. And no, I did not think of the fucking acronym before the paralegal suggested that as a name. Veritasium discussed the need for... Yeah, I remember. I saw that video. All right. I'm behind by 9 minutes. What is your... Thank you, Federus Maximus. Okay, I got to ignore a lot of the dumb questions so I can get past. How are babies... Oh, for fuck's sake. How are babies... Where do babies come from? Jesus Christ. Next. What is your position regarding facing directly clueless politicians but heavily funded by large corporations. I think you mean funded. That's the whole point of a direct ballot initiative, is that you don't have to deal necessarily as much with individual politicians. You have to deal with voters. And it's much more difficult to bribe 8 to 10 million voters than it is to bribe 1 or 4 politicians. Is direct ballot in the full text that will be put in the law? Robust. I believe so, but that's really a question that I should forward to a firm. You accept part-time volunteers to help out. When I have things that I would need done, then by all means, yes. But I don't have any positions yet at this point in time. What is your... I already answered that one. It just got copied and pasted 5 times. Please allow PayPal and GoFundMe. We'll open it more for international funding. I will figure out how to do that when I log into it. Wow, you triple your donations overnight. Yes. 90,000 down, 5.91 million to go. Hey, it's a good streak. In the future, will this business still be reliable without the bill passing? I don't know. It really depends on, again, we have a game of cat and mouse that has been going on for years. And this is a question that I do want to dedicate a video to. I did speak to this gentleman at the American Conservative. Regardless of whether he agrees with me, he was a real journalist. He went through my videos from 4 years ago and was bringing up stuff that was said in 2 hours into a live stream of a hearing. Like, he actually cared. Taekwondo Federation is ever thinking about theirs. It is what it is. Huh. Yeah. So there's a game of cat and mouse, and people have said, well, listen, you employed 12 or 15 people, and several years ago you said you employed 3 or 4, so clearly this is a business that's viable. Yes and no. It's like this stupid cat and mouse game. Like when someone needs a device fixed and I can't get it shipped to it, but then I get a hot tip that chip is included in a charger case that if I destroy and open up, I would be able to put on their device. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like this constant cat and mouse game, and you just kind of want it to not be a cat and mouse game. I don't know how viable it will be into the future without a bill like this passing. But what I do know is that I want to see the cat and mouse game just end. Like, I'm tired of feeling like the kid in Susan Wagner High School that is going to the last stall of the bathroom during period 4 of lunch to buy a bag of weed that has to hide it. Like, it's just... That's what I feel like when I go to buy chips and Barts, and it's tiring. I'd like to actually have some sense of legitimacy to what I do. What is your position regarding... Oh, fuck me. That's copied and pasted 3 times. I know you're in a financial guy. I'm a guy in my early 20s. Do you have any recommendations on long-term investments? I feel I need to put it somewhere due to inflation. I don't. Anything that I buy tends to go down right after I buy it. Anything I sell tends to go up right after I sell it. So if I told you to buy into the S&P index fund, it would crash to 200. If I told you not to, it would go up to 500. If I told you to buy, I can't. Do you think software right to repair is feasible with giant corporations? I mandatory unlock bootloaders versus the manufacturers giving you schematics. I don't know. I think that I don't know enough about bootloaders in that particular part of software to be able to give you a qualified answer. I would suggest reaching out to any of the people at Secure Repairs. I'm going to type it in the chat right now and ask them that question to get a more qualified answer. Well, iFixit support you. I spoke to them yesterday, and we have a lot of the same goals. There are certain areas where we have minor disagreements. Like, we have minor disagreements in certain areas. But on, like, the main fundamental points, Kyle at iFixit, he's that dude that would just be on the lawn of the White House with his sign. Like, whether he was worth $10,000 or $10 billion, he would still be there in his shorts, sandals, with his sign on the lawn of the White House. So he's my dude that way. Even, I give him shit for selling iPhone 3 screens for $50 in 2008 and 9. Like, I give him shit for that. But at the end of the day, he's my dude. He's a guy that would be on the lawn of the White House with his sign. Like, if he had $10 billion in his pocket, you could tell. He's the kind of guy he's not going to buy a Lamborghini with it. He's not going to buy a mansion with it. He's just going to use it to get another person to stand there with his sign. Also, fuck me. I missed that thing that was on the screen because I was talking. Son of a bitch. Let's see, where can I see that? Where can I see that? Why can't I see? Robust. Okay, sorry. If someone can copy and paste that into chat, I'd highly appreciate it. I'll read it, I promise. Do you think New York will pull a California and try to extract wealth from people and businesses who flee the state with insane new tax laws? Is my name spelled with 2 S's and 2 N's? Of course. Are you kidding? 100%. I sent an email about the surgical table motor. This time you have a proprietary... Oh, Yeah, JJ, I did want to have an interview with you and I got distracted by all this stuff. I'm sorry. Send me another email today. I also have like 30 or 50 of them to answer from last night about the fundraiser. I apologize. I do want to make time for that. Do you think, but yeah, JJ, just send me another one. Robust. Eventually, at some point, I'm going to have to hire an assistant to help me go through all this stuff. Like just a social media assistant. Good luck in this endeavor. I suggest the book Networking for People Who Hate Networking if you're looking for advice. I will put that on the list. Thank you. I'm actually going to add that in right now. Networking. Because that sounds like the title that fits me. Robust. Yeah, but at some point, I'm going to probably wind up hiring a social media assistant just so I don't have 3,900 unread emails. I think you should start accepting cryptocurrency if you aren't already for direct ballot fundraising. I would be able to donate more if you accepted crypto. I'm sure there are others. I asked the attorney how I should handle that. And once I get a response there, then I'll go for it. Like I imagine probably starting a Coinbase account or something and then donating. I really don't want to get to the point where I'm accepting shit coins. Like if you say, you know, I want to donate QuantStamp or UTrust, like I don't want to deal with having to deal with multiple effing exchanges and this coin is accepted on Binance and now it's no longer accepted on Binance. So I guess you can only have it in a wallet. I asked the attorney about accepting cryptocurrencies and like, you know, what would be a decent way to streamline doing something like that. And I'm just waiting for a response on that before I go for it. But I do want to go for it because I don't want there to be anything left on the table. What are your views on Reddit? Is it good to use or bad? Depends on how you use it. It's like the stock market. You can use the stock market to build wealth, or you can use the stock market to gamble like a degenerate. You can use Reddit to have amazing conversations and learn new perspectives, or you can use Reddit to have senseless, useless arguments with people over minutia and dig into it and spend, half of your day talking to someone who may be a 13-year-old troll that's just laughing at the fact that they got your attention. Hi from South Texas. Hello. You should check out Veritasium's video. Yes, I did. I have at least a minimum of 200 unread emails about that video that I left a comment on asking if I've seen it. I know. I saw it. What do you think about starting a merch store for the cause? Linus said LTT might be able to help, and I feel like there's a ton of potential overlap between yours and his audience regarding interest in right to repair. That's probably a good idea, and I should probably set up a merch store. But before I set up a merch store, I need a website. So I set this up literally before I had a website. So I've already paid a web designer to come up with a site for this organization, but I don't feel like waiting for the site because I literally have several months to raise $5 to $6 million, $20 million bucks. So that's definitely a good idea. Merch store, add that to list. But that's something that we're gonna do. All right, what do we have? Does it benefit any other country in any way? The way that this works, when it came to the automotive right to repair, once the automotive right to repair was passed in Massachusetts, the companies didn't say, okay, we're only going to help repair shops in Massachusetts. They just changed the way that they do business because it's too inconvenient to change the way you do business for just one state. And since they knew what they were doing was kind of douchey anyway, they wound up changing the way that they did business for mechanics in all states in the United States. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this. If it gets passed in a large state like Massachusetts, that has a lot of money in it, that has a lot of customers in it, that it changes the way they do business in every other state. If you're able to buy an ISL 9240 in Massachusetts, I sincerely doubt they're going to say only, Mouser's going to come up with a section of custom rules where if you want to buy a Renaissance chip, you have to provide proof that you live in Massachusetts. I don't see that happening, and even if it did happen, the people there would just wind up selling to other. It's one of those things where if it happens in one area, I think it changes. Are you able to accept donations from abroad/foreigners? That's an excellent question that I'm waiting for advisement on my attorney on. Have you taken into consideration making a show about actions like yours? There are many more out there. Please contact me, 50,000 show. I have a show, youtube.com/Rossmann Group. I upload to it every other day. It has a couple of subscribers. What are your views on Reddit? I already answered that. So now we're getting to the point where people copy and paste questions to make the... oh, fuck me. All right, so everything between 1205 and 1208 just disappeared. So it just disappeared, so I can't read it. So the thing is, once you scroll down, you can't scroll back up. YouTube doesn't let you scroll back up to the old top, old chat. Off the top of your head, what influencers will you talk to? That's a good question. I don't know. I would be humbled and honored to be on, let's say, I don't know, Minority Report, Joe Rogan, any of those people really. Like Minority Report, Joe Rogan, Sam Cedar, David Pakman, Ben Shapiro, like any, Tim Pool, any of those names that lots of people watch. And again, like I know there's a bunch of people that are just going to listen to some of those names and go, I can't believe you. Yeah, right. My concern is right to repair. Can you fix your own stuff? I don't give a fuck what you think about abortion, gun rights, immigration, taxation, UBI, like all of that stuff. Like, I have my issue. I have my lane. I'm focused on that lane, and I'm as bipartisan about it as can humanly be. I want to get in front of people and let them know why this is something that is important and why they should care, and how if things don't change, we are moving towards a society where you don't own anything anymore. You just kind of lease it from a company that gets to decide if you're allowed to fix it. So I would pretty much speak to I'd speak to virtually anybody about this as an issue. Now I'm 12 minutes behind on chat, and hopefully people are not copying and pasting the same thing. Why do you need $6 million? I answered that in the beginning of the video. I apologize, but since there's so much stuff here, if I've already answered a question, I'm just going to say that I answered it earlier and continue. Can you team up with environmental groups? I would be happy to team up with such groups. Crystal, Kyle, yeah, why not? I've watched that show before, the Rising show. Like, that's another one, you know. Will you ever sell your socks? I just want to smell them. You know what? You get to go away. You get to go away.
I was gonna say.
Why do I?
Maybe you'll get it closer to 6 million that way. 1 million.
Is it true you got an offer from Apple to work for their marketing department? I never have. I actually applied to work at an Apple store around 2007 to 2008, and I never heard back. Could you create a crypto address? Already answered. Waiting on advisement for that. Potentially running for Houston mayor in 2023. What do you think cities could do to push for right to repair? Or it's all into states? I don't know if a city. That's the thing. Like that's an excellent effing question. That's a really good question. I honestly don't know. That's a question for an attorney. Is this something where at the city level you could get something done versus the state level? That's a really good question for an attorney or a legislator. And you know what? I'm going to write it down. Write it down.
Robust.
I'm not good at pretending that I have answers to everything. I'm willing to say I don't know. But what I do is I'll write it down and get you an answer. Massachusetts right to repair at O'Reilly and AutoZone funding. Are you getting them or Mouse or DigiKey to chip in? Apologies if you already answered. By the way, already donated 20 on GoFundMe. Thank you very much. I definitely have on my list speaking to vendors. The largest vendor that I know that stands to benefit from a bill like this is a vendor that I might have said gargle my balls to 10 years ago over an inventory dispute. So I sent an email. We were friends prior to that. So I sent an email that was very much so an eating crow email to them about that. And I ate a lot of shit to swallowed some pride to send that email. But yeah, I'm reaching out to a lot of different vendors. I haven't reached out to them necessarily at this point. Who really needs right to repair? I love my paperweight because I can't buy a replacement rear element rear cable. Yes, that's part of the problem. One of the things that I have done is I haven't asked large vendors for money yet. What I've done is I've reached out to large vendors in the repair community and I've asked, what are the largest problems that you see facing independent repair shops, and how can an organization that's here to assist people help them out with those concerns? And I've really just tried to establish a dialogue at this point. Like, to get an idea, what do you think are the issues facing the industry, and how should this be crafted so that it benefits the industry? So those are the conversations that I've had with several vendors so far. But I haven't just gone up to them and said, yo, give me money. Hi, Lewis, appreciate your dedication. Repeating Sith, that was written in your chat. You should try to get into contact with Mr. Beast. Wish you all the luck. I imagine that Mr. Beast's email inbox probably has like 10 million emails a day. So right now, I check my email every day, and people who send me email that are worthwhile know I respond to it. I'm up to 4,170 unread emails. Mr. Beast has made his name off of giving random people money. Thank you, Sheep Trees. So he probably has 50 million emails in his inbox. So if I send Mr. Beast an email, the likelihood of my email being opened or read by anybody, much less considered, is, I imagine, less to none. But that would obviously be awesome, because that would raise $6 million in a day. That would obviously be awesome. But again, like, the chances of that being read are slim to none. Yeah, but he's a cool dude. I've watched his stuff. I enjoyed the video he did where he tried to buy an entire store. That I enjoyed. And I watched that and an Uber video. And the one where he actually he just gave someone a luxury car after the Uber ride. I always love watching the reactions from the people from it. But the buying a whole store thing was very cool. Hair looking good. No, my hair doesn't look good. I actually changed from OBS from full to partial, so it makes my hair appear more black when it's clearly gray. Vanity. I got a question. Oh, God, that's a horrible question. Okay, I'm behind by 12 minutes. What global effect do you hope for? I would like for people to be able to purchase the parts that are necessary to be able to repair their devices without asinine restrictions and to be able to choose who they have repair their product. Are you going to be in a Senate election next year? Hell no, I'm no politician. All you'd have to do is go to this YouTube channel and just like find me doing this and just run it in a commercial over and over again. The stupid shit that keeps people from running for office. In 2004, you had some guy that was running against Kerry, I think, go, hee! Like, that noise alone disqualified him. Politics is stupid. I can't do that. You have a P.O. box. I don't have a P.O. box, but I do have a store. I don't have a P.O. box. I have 141 West 27th Street, Front 1, New York, 10001. I donate to your GoFundMe. Hello, Catherine, and thank you very much. Please reach out to the Automotive Right to Repair group as well, since restricting chips also reduces the availability of aftermarket electronic parts. I am going to add that to my list over here. Thank you. Automotive. All right, on my list. Have you heard that Odyssey is getting sued? I haven't. What's your opinion of your followers to please bro content creators and influencers and such for shout-outs to help the Right to Repair cause? Is it helpful or absolutely not? I don't understand that sentence, and you usually have excellent comments, the additionalist, but I can barely read that sentence, so I'm sorry. That hurts my brain. Your plan to contact repair chains like U-Break, iFix? Can I shelf that question? Just wondering why many of the old philosophy videos are since set to private. I don't remember. Next. You mentioned if the bill passed in one state, you expect it will be enough to start changing things. After, do you plan on continuing nationwide? Yes, because the thing that they always say is this bill didn't pass here, why here? And obviously my answer in Massachusetts that got me a round of applause that day is, they said, why here? Like, why Boston and not if not any other state? Wouldn't that have been a great attitude to have 250 years ago, which was my reference to the American Revolution and the Boston Tea Party, which started in, there. And they're saying, why should we do this if nobody else has done it? It's like, aren't you a jackass? But yes, in Maine, they were asked, has any other state done this? In Nebraska, has any other state done this? In Tennessee, they asked, has any other state done this? If I say yes, that changes things. Because a lot of them the politicians are risk averse and they don't want to pass a piece of legislation that is going to get their head on the chopping block later. Lewis, could speak a good fundraising stream for your nonprofit. What would it take to turn these live streams on this topic into that? Probably starting a separate YouTube channel that nobody would actually view because it would have no subscribers, and then putting the income from that to there. Let's see. Someone is using your name on Telegram. It's not good. There's a lot of people that pretend to be me. That's probably something that I'm going to get screwed for. There's a lot of people that pretend to be me in my comment section that are not me, and it's really annoying, but I just don't have the whatever to really, man, I sound like Joe Biden at a press conference right now. I don't have the time or honestly the inclination to look for every single person that's pretending to be me and announce that it's not me. Will Dogecoin be accepted? GTFO. Reach out to small, low sub repair YouTubers. Let them guest present on your channel to leverage your audience on a limited basis. Goes both ways. Good idea. I've had Paul Daniels on here before. When I was in Hawaii, Paul Daniels was doing repair streams. I'll have him back to knock another SMC off the board. Would you accept potions? No, I will not accept potions. Thanks once again for your business repairing a couple of my hard drives that went to my NAS past week. Have been transferring the data off the NAS since I got in. Thank you very much for the thank you, and my apologies if it took 2 to 6 months to get your data. We have been in the process of training 3 new people to do this work, and it takes a very, very long time to get someone up to the point where I will trust them with a customer's hard drive. But yeah, we got absolutely slammed because I was dumb and I set the pricing way too low. And sent you an email about partnering up to expand your reach to more Bitcoiners. Don't use Coinbase and hold your own keys. I can help whenever. I mainly just want to transfer it immediately to money. I don't want to become a Bitcoin. I don't want to become a cryptocurrency speculator and a 501c4. I just want to be a 501c4 that uses the money to do what its intended goal is. Mark Blancourt, thank you very much. First milestone of 100K during the stream. Holy crap, did we actually hit that? No way. No way. No way. No way. Whoa! Okay, almost there. Let's see. Holy wow. 98. 98. Okay, we're 98,560 down, 5.9 million to go. All right, not bad. Not bad!
Robust.
Not bad. I'm feeling it. All right. Thank you very much. Did you watch Dota anime? No. GME will be new currency when it liquidates the bond market. Don't say that. Excuse me. I can donate checks through a credit union. I suggest a P.O. box. I become a no-agenda knight this way. I don't have a P.O. box. I have a store. Having to go to a post office to pick up my mail is probably... It would make sense if I didn't already have a store that I pay a stupid effing amount of money for every month, but I do, so I'm just using that as the office.
Robust.
Like, I don't want to rent an office for this. I'm just allowing the C3 and the C4 to do business rent-free out of my existing store. Like, I'm not going to charge my 501c3 or 4 rent or have it pay for that stuff and just manage more. It's, nah. It benefits Europe. I agree. Okay, every comment from 12:18 to 12:21 I can't read because YouTube chat sucks and it doesn't allow you to scroll back more. Rising is a great show. I watch from time to time. I do.
Robust.
Rakita Law for recommended podcast to join for show. At what length of influencer marketing are you willing to plug right to repair for? I'm willing to go full influencer. I'm willing to wear the ShamWow microphone. I'm willing to advertise the ShamWow. I'm willing to go full influencer for this. Not shilling NordVPN, but like I'm willing to go pretty far with it. Hi, Lewis. Appreciate your dedication. Repeating Sith was written in chat. You could try to contact Mr. Beast. Wish you all the luck. Again, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if he actually agrees with me on this. So I don't know if he agrees with the concept. To make the assumption that he agrees with the concept that should just give me money seems a little bit weird for me. And B, again, that dude has millions of emails in his inbox. Like, if I have 4,173. So I got 3 emails since I last said how many unread emails I have. I don't imagine that my email would get through there. Can you make a solid, concise video we could point to? I have 2. That's actually the pinned comment of the video that I did. The pinned comment of that video is 2 videos that are very concise. It's just they don't have many views because right to repair related stuff on my channel does very poorly. The stuff that does well on my channel is when I yell and scream, fuck Cuomo, fuck Apple. Ah! Nobody cares about this stuff, unfortunately. So even if I link to it, nobody watches it. Can you accept donations from outside the United States? That is a very, very good question that I am awaiting clarification from my attorney. Very good question. Excellent question, actually. Are you seriously considering leaving New York should the high rent issues continue? Yes. Where will you consider moving to? No clue. Angel investors come in many different forms. Some have enough for
Robust.
10,000. Some only give 10. Yep. Any tips for sex workers? Nope. No idea. Your plan is Massachusetts, right? What did your attorney say about other states? New York doesn't allow it. New York doesn't allow it. The reason that I'm looking at Massachusetts, excellent question, is because Massachusetts did this already. So they have an ecosystem where this works. Where if they were able to get it passed for automotive, not once, but twice, Massachusetts has an ecosystem. Whether it's the voters, whether it's their bureaucracy, whether it's their specific procedures that allowed that to get passed. So that's a great place to start because they did this already and it worked. Can you partner with environmental groups to push this as a green initiative? Most politicians wouldn't want to have a record of voting against or not supporting green issues. A lot of them don't really care about green issues. Some do, some don't. It really depends where you are. But yes, absolutely. Who's going to be the first to donate $69,420? I kind of find it funny when I was looking at the sell list for GME, where people were setting limit sells, and a lot of them were $420.69. I got a laugh out of that in January.
Robust, robust, robust.
A worthy cause, good luck. President Harris will have you jailed for your dissent. That's asinine. That's just ideologically possessed horseshit. Okay. Dropping Lewis's name on Viva and Barnes' channel would be a great guest. Thank you. Can someone please explain what RPGAF is? I don't get it. The last video that I did on this channel explains it in its entirety. So if you look at the last video I did in this channel, it explains everything. Please reach out to Automo. I read that one. Okay, I'm behind by 11 minutes. Shit, I'm still behind. I have to start, send him a Twitter DM. I actually don't have a Twitter. I deleted my Twitter 2 years ago because it was getting kind of cancerous to read stuff on there. And it was actually screwing with my mental health. Every time I logged on to Twitter, I actually felt worse as a person because of it. So I deleted my Twitter. I'm going to start scrolling past more of the shitty comments because that's keeping me behind on the good ones. What do you think of the playback of the GoPro 360? The big problem I have with it is A, the fact that it constantly tries to focus on something else or blurs things, and B, YouTube can't handle a lot of the video. So a lot of the videos I've uploaded have failed in processing because YouTube's not able to handle them, which is aggravating. Okay, that's crap, that's crap, that's crap, that's crap.
Robust, robust,
Crap.
robust.
All right, thank you, Random Tuber. My MacBook Pro has stopped working, won't power up. When it stopped working, there were many tabs open, memory was full. What do you think is wrong with it? A problem. A problem. That's kind of like saying my car won't start. It was driving and then it wouldn't. Like, what's wrong with it? Like, I don't mean to be mean when I say that. It's just I have no effing idea. Like, there's no detail there. Will the donation from the stream go towards the funding goal? No, I actually have in the link in the description. It specifically says in my description of this video, it has a link. The first link in it is to the GoFundMe, and then it says this goes to Lewis, not 501c4. So literally right next to the donation link for messages and stuff, it says this goes to Lewis, not 501c4. With super chats, they do not go to this, so that people know that. So yeah, just so you know, super chats don't go to the 501c4. It specifically post that because I don't want that to be a misconception. That's why I have the GoFundMe as the first link. Your business will bloom in Florida. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
Robust, robust, robust.
What's wrong with NordVPN? Everything. Everything. Next. You moving to no income tax state. I don't know where I'm moving. I don't know what I'm doing there. How much of your focus is going to be independent repair shops versus the right to individuals to repair their own items? I really want the bill to be focused on not saying you have to be a repair business. The one thing that I wasn't a fan of in the automotive right to repair bill is that it completely shut out people from being able to fix their own cars. I don't know if that was a compromise that needed to be done in order to get it through, but I would feel horrible if that wound up being the case. If you want to support right to repair but don't have a lot of money to donate to the GoFundMe, is there anything much more you can do to help the cause? The best thing that you can do if you don't have money, which would be almost more valuable than money, is let the people in your life know that this is an issue. Let them know why it's an issue. Let them know what the future is going to be like if this issue continues. And just be there so that the people that are not as tech savvy in your life know why this is something that should matter to them. That's, that's really the best thing you can do. And then when they tell the people that they know, and those people tell the people that they know, you get that little, butterfly effect. Thank you for your home audio speaker recommendations. Awesome. Yeah, my Vandersteen Model 2Cs that I got for like $400 or so on Craigslist was absolutely amazing. You're never going to find better than that for $400. Why don't we ask Apple to donate to the fund? Okay, so now we're back to dumb questions. All right, scroll. Will you be hiring other people to do the lobbying campaign? Yes, answered in the beginning of the video. The firm that did right to repair in Massachusetts that got it passed already is the firm that I would want to hire. That's what's going to cost a lot of this money. In Tesla's defense, there's an awful lot of power in those batteries. If not properly dealt with, could go wrong very quickly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But, there's a lot of other shit that Tesla does that sucks. Like, you get a car with a dent in it, and they respond to every single one of your emails before you pay for it. And then after you pay for it, they just pretend you don't exist anymore. But not that I'm salty.
Robust.
You can probably get in touch with some crypto YouTubers. They're mostly favorable to more honest system in society, which is right to repair also. Something to consider. And holy crap, that is 50 euros. Wow. I hope you find a nice place somewhere cool to get out of New York. Me too. Do you feel like big companies are funding anti-Lewis campaign? Are you hated or mobbed by lawyers or attorneys? I'm hated by people that aren't even lobbyists or attorneys. Go to r/Apple. Read any Reddit thread that mentions me, and there'll be a lot of people that say this guy's an asshole, this guy's a douche, this guy's blah, this guy's arrogant, egotistical. Like, you don't have to be paid to hate me. Many people do it for free. Can you possibly answer that one? Answer that one. Is it helpful or not when your followers contact people to tell them about right to repair, trying to get them involved? I don't know. That could be a plus or a minus. It could be a plus because if my followers contact other large content creators, it gets them to notice this campaign and that it exists. But it could be a negative because when I get spammed, I hate whatever it was I'm being spammed with. So for instance, the Veritasium video. I thought that was an excellent video, very well done, and I think it's awesome that someone with over 8 million subscribers planted a seed in their people's minds about right to repair. Thank you very much, 4Leaf. I really appreciate that. And that's a great thing. But then when I have 100 or 200 or 300 emails saying, hey, you should check out this Veritasium video after I've watched it, mentioned it, and have a top-rated comment on it. At that point, it's just like, fuck, I hate this. Even though I like the video, like my lizard brain response is, I'm so sick and tired of getting spammed. I hate this thing. I'm just not going to watch this or do anything about this just because I keep getting spammed with it. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It really depends on how they deal with their lizard brain. I really did like that Veritasium video. I thought it was very well done. It was really awesome, and I genuinely appreciate that he planted a seed in his audience's mind about right to repair. But goddamn, every 3 seconds there's someone linking me to it, and it drives me crazy. Hey, did you see this? It's like, you're not the first person to ask me that. Look into moving to Michigan, low rent, in a lot of cities. And I know I shouldn't take it personally. And like, this is the thing that it's 1 sec. Moving in the city. I'll set up David Pakman and Kyle Kalinske for interview, maybe TYT. I remember going to Kyle Kalinski's Discord and asking a question about whether I could speak about advice on how to go about doing this, since I know that he's done some things with Justice Democrats and all that kind of stuff. I never heard back, but he's probably a very, very busy dude that has a lot of other crap on his plate. Again, if you're dealing with, healthcare, minimum wage, all the other stuff, this is, a lot on people's plate. You should reach out to Yang Gang to help spread the word. Andrew Yang is running for NYC mayor. I'd recommend Paget K for a YouTube interview. A student from Brooklyn Law School actually reached out to their campaign, and I have a meeting scheduled with them, but thank you. Yes, definitely on the list. So yeah, like, I know the whole thing of like 1.5 million to one communication is not a natural thing, and I should never take it personally. It's just, the lizard brain is the lizard brain. So it's, if I win Mega Millions, consider right to repair funded. It says Mark Schaefer. I hope you are able to finish closing on your house. But if you don't want to buy your house and you're open to being homeless and instead spending all of that money on right to repair, you got a basement at the store. It's cold in the summertime. Low commute to work. Would you come to Australia to do streams before with Paul Daniels? Maybe so you can repair boards faster. He would definitely repair them faster. I am not what I used to be. And that's part of why I'm not doing those repair videos anymore. That's a long story that I'm not going to get into here. My section leader from the Marine Corps is primarying one of our U.S. senators. Was the best way he can talk to you about right to repair on his platform? I would like to say email lewis@rossmanngroup.com. The problem is that I now have over 4,200 unread emails there. So send me an email, and one of the first things I'm probably going to wind up doing today is finding an assistant that I can hire to help me fucking go through this so that I'm not the only one that's responding to all this shit. My staff at work sorts out all the social media related emails that go to the store website, but I don't have anything from my own personal one. But yeah, I definitely would want to speak to him. It's just, holy crap, that's a lot of unread emails. Gang, good luck on venture. I don't know what those two things are, so I can't answer your question. I'm very sorry. But I appreciate the good luck. But I don't know what those two things are, so I'm just going to keep scrolling. I'm 13 minutes behind. Have you considered reaching out some of your fellow larger tech YouTubers such as Linus to spread the word? Yeah, why not? I reached out to Jerry Rig Everything because I said, I know that you used to run a repair shop before you did this. What do you think are the problems in the business, and how could an organization that's trying to solve these problems seek to help it? And he gave me some advice that was helpful for me based on his experience as a repair shop that I highly appreciated. Because a lot of people forget that he started out with a repair business similar to one of these. Training people to become confident in this field must take months and months. You have no effing idea. You have no idea. All right. The fundraising has quite a momentum. Is good. Yes. Let's see. Where are we now?
Robust.
Ooh, almost to 100. 99,763 of 6 million. 5.9 million left to go. I'm not going to have to say 5.91 or 5.905 soon. I'll be able to say 5.9 left to go. All right. We are going to get there. And this is going to be so awesome. Is it legal to donate from the EU? Again, it's an absolutely excellent question that I will have my attorney answer shortly.
Robust.
Hi, Liz. Hope you're well. Do you think Apple sheep should be verbally attacked? No. Absolutely not. Seriously, don't do that. When you verbally attack someone, you harden them into their position. Same thing with anything when it comes to like Biden versus Trump. When someone votes a certain way and then you start attacking them as a human being rather than asking them, what are your concerns? What are the reasons that you voted this way? What led you to this point in your life where you believe that this is the way that things should be? Okay, here's where I disagree with you and here's why. That changes minds and hearts and gets support. Fuck you whatever, because you did this. That hardens people in their initial position. Even if they no longer believe in their initial position, it hardens them in that position. It's a lizard brain thing. Never do that. It doesn't work. That's why even when I show up on Reddit and there's stuff in r/Apple trashing me and blah blah blah, I'll always respond to them. Even in r/Tesla, r/Apple, all that, I will respond to them as human beings. I'll say, here's where I disagree with you. Here's where I think this is incorrect, and here's why. What do you think? And like 99% of the time, it doesn't work. That's the thing. But the 1% of the time it does work is what matters, because it's more than zero. Analogies to use. You can install a light switch, and now the lights won't turn on. You replace a tire, and the car won't because they aren't authentic. These are all analogies that again, what it comes down to is the politician giving a shit.
Robust.
Do you know if I can donate to the campaign if I'm not a U.S. citizen? I don't want to cause any troubles. That's an excellent question, and my attorney will be getting back to me as soon as he reads my email on that question. That's an excellent question. And
Robust.
hello from India. Why not go on Joe Rogan podcast and discuss right to repair? That's a good idea, and I think I'll go for it. Thank you for the 250 lightning bolts. Also, you motivated with Scott Electronics, and I'm a chip design engineer. Thanks for your content. That is absolutely awesome, and that's exactly what I shoot for. People who start watching this channel knowing less, and people who end watching this channel being qualified to be my boss. That's awesome. When it stopped working, it had tabs open. What's wrong with it? I have no idea what's wrong with your computer. My car doesn't start. What do I do? I don't know. Maybe try getting... Oh, thank you. Read that. The summon's public. I'm likely going to wind up settling with the city of New York and paying the settlement of $500 and then not selling laptops anymore ever again. And I will inform every single one of the customers that walks into the store the way the city blackmailed me when they ask me why I no longer sell these products, so that they know who's responsible for it. I'm not going to fight this. There's only so many fights you can do, you know? If I want to get right to repair passed in another state, that's one of those things. Like, what do I want to focus on? Like, again, a stupid-ass fight with the city over something where, again, I sell probably 2 fucking computers a year to begin with. It's not really something that makes me any money. Or do I just want to settle, move the fuck on, and remove the liability altogether by never selling again, ripping up my secondhand dealer's license and just saying I don't do this anymore? And my focus in life is not going to be on the DCA. If I really do want to focus on this and I really do want to pass something my ducky is very well and it does this, then I have to stop that shit. I have to realize what fights are worth fighting and what fights are just not worth fighting and just say fuck it. You make more money parting the devices out and using the parts for repairs than you ever do selling them anyway, so it's kind of stupid to sell them. As a former certified Apple repair tech in the early 2000s, Pismo, AIO, iMac, I appreciate you advocating for right to repair. Thank you very much, Mr. Peng. Okay, I'm 14 minutes behind now on chat. Where do you see this whole GME affair end? I have no idea, man. If I knew, I'd know what to do. Yeah, and if I knew where it was going to end, I'd know. Do I buy, 50,000 puts, or do I buy a bunch of call options that expire? I don't know what to do. If I knew what to do, then I'd be able to make a guaranteed investment that would. When are you leaving New York? I don't know. I got a staff here. Got a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know. Again, it's like people think I can just up my bag and leave. Like I have thousands of customer devices. I have over a dozen of highly trained people that have lives here. It's like it's not like I just get in my car and I leave and I don't come back kind of thing. I have responsibilities. I am a grown up. Can't just immediately throw everything out. I guess I could if I wanted to be an asshole to everybody who works here, but I don't want to do that. In your planet Massachusetts, be sure to be prepared for the anti-commercials they will run. For automotive, they ran the stalkers will find you and hurt you. Do you want this man fixing your laptop? That's what we thought. Yeah, I can't wait. I'd love to make a small documentary on you for the nature of right to repair in Mexico. If I ever go down a Leon, right to repair there is strong as a concept. Yeah, if you want to make a documentary on this, that would be very helpful. How do you keep your work motivation up? I remember what it was like for family members of mine when they were dead broke and they had no money and their freedom was highly limited and they were forced to deal with horrible, horrible human beings as a result of not having the money they needed to escape a bad situation. And I remember what that's like. And it's in the back of my head constantly. And I always remember, thank you, VM, that I was never able to get a real job outside of like minimum wage, Model Sporting Goods kind of crap. And I remember that in the back of my head, that I had to claw my way into a minimum wage job. And that's exactly where I'm going back if I screw something up. So it keeps me motivated. I don't want to be in a shit situation where I have no freedom and I'm stuck at the beck and call of horrible, horrible people because I'm not able to escape. So it's always in the back of my head. It's probably one of the reasons I don't spend much money. Is there any chance of the bill getting watered down to the point of becoming useless, applicable for only large repair partners with contracts? I really want to avoid that. Like I incredibly want to avoid that. I don't know. I don't want to deal with that. Thanks for answering the GoPro 360. Would you say it's worth the purchase money? No, I'm probably going to wind up returning it. You're talking to farmers organizations. I have talked to farmers organizations. Okay, I'm behind by almost 20 minutes on comments now, so I'm going to start scrolling past stuff. So spend some of the money to hire a media agent who can get you in touch with Rogan, Beast Influence, etc., get you on news and talk shows. The problem I have there, here's the problem I have there. I would love to do that, but I want to avoid the Eugene situation. So when I looked at Brian Hickey Associates, the reason that I wanted to hire them to do the direct ballot initiative is they literally already did it. So they did it last year. I watched them do it. I watched them win. I know they can do it. So I know that they have the capability to do what's needed to be done successfully. I've seen their work, and their work has spoken for itself. When it comes to a media agent, I don't know how to tell which media agents are good and which media agents are Eugene. And I really don't want to hire someone where I then have to kind of teach them and show them how to do their job. Like, I need someone who pretty much already knows this shit, who already can go through all these emails and ideas and be an assistant for me and all that. Like, I would kind of... I don't have the time to sort out the Eugenes from the good ones. I wrote you an email about a problem with a MacBook Pro. Half a year, and you helped me. Bought a hot air station, replaced this ducking GPU. Good job. Bitcoin address for GoFundMe. I don't have cryptocurrency acceptance yet, but when my attorney gets back to me with an idea on that, I will let you all know immediately. My cat barks. What do I do? I mean, my cat burrs, so... Blackberry, you want to meow? Go brrr. Blackberry goes brrr. Erica makes fun of the way Blackberry meows because she's a mean, mean old lady. Mean, picking on a little Blackberry like that. Yeah, but Blackberry does this thing where she goes...
Robust.
Thank you very much, T-Clans. At the current rate of donations, the GoFundMe will have about 14 million by August 1st, if I did the math right.
Robust.
I mean, you have to assume that the rate keeps up. That's something that... What do you think about the new Xiaomi devices? I haven't seen any. I haven't tried any. I have no idea. Are you going to be keeping your store if you move out of state? That's an excellent question. You're assuming that I've planned that far. Are contributions to a 501c4 tax deductible as charitable donations? They are not. Donations to a C3 are. Donations to a C4 are not. But C3s are not able to engage in lobbying to the same extent that C4s are because they're tax deductible. Which is why it is considerably more difficult to fundraise to a C4 than a C3 because there are people that may love what I'm doing. And, it's just, if it's not tax deductible, I'm not really giving you any money kind of thing. How would you describe your goal in 5 words? I don't know. Job.
Robust.
Your property, you fix it. I don't know. I don't think about gimmicks like that, like 5 words instead of 6 or whatever. Do you need a license to donate unclaimed machines? Probably a local school that could use the help. I don't know. The unclaimed machines get used for parts. I mean, those are going to get used for parts. These are incredibly unsure economic times, so if people leave stuff, that's going to get used for parts.
Robust.
I just want to say thank you for all the videos you've made over the years. I'm not following the exact path I thought I would pretty soon, but I'll be starting school again for maintenance. You inspired me to keep trying. Thank you very much. Okay, every message from 12:45. Actually, never mind. YouTube actually didn't screw up the scrolling this time. Have you and Paul Daniels ever met in person? No. If not, would you be scared to come to Australia because of the spiders and snakes? No, I'm not afraid of spiders and snakes. I'm afraid of Paul Daniels.
Robust.
We, says Glenn, for 40 rubs. We. Okay, we have a lot of vaccine stupidity, Earth being flat stupidity. Fuck, YouTube chat is dumb. Oh my god. Next. You bring peace and joy and ability to do good. Thank you, Mitchell. Another question asking about how babies are made. Okay, it's about time to get out of here because these questions are getting really, really stupid. Let's see. I'm a Chauvin trial juror, but I'm watching Lewis instead. This is getting really fucking dumb.
Robust.
Since you're advocate of rent regulation, I like to put a cap on what you can charge. I don't know what that means. Sounds like someone's putting words in my mouth and being full of it. Let's see. You drive for rights is the best. Also 100K. Congrats. No way. Let me... Are you going to sell unclaimed laptops on eBay as a private seller without the secondhand license? I actually think I still owe eBay 21 or 22,000 bucks. They were screwing me over on fees at one point. So when my old business went out of business, it just kind of didn't pay the last 2 months of fees. So I actually cannot sell on eBay.
Robust.
I had asked to be switched from one plan to a different plan where you, instead of, I forget exactly how this works, but if you're on a certain plan, you don't pay a certain type of final value fee. This was like 8-9 years ago, and I never wound up getting switched to that plan. So I wound up paying an additional like 5,000 or 6,000 in final value fees, and they wouldn't honor it and switch it over. So I wound up just not, when the business went out of business, I just didn't pay the last 2 months of fees for Rossmann Supply Group, I think. So I can't actually sell things on eBay, which is actually a good thing because eBay is a fucking cesspool. If you want to sell someone a Samsung S9 phone and then get back a Samsung S3 phone when they file a claim and say it didn't work, sell on eBay. Like, be my guest. But selling shit on eBay is a great way to lose your money. Never again. I did a video in 2013 about eBay, how people were sending back shit that they folded and ripped into pieces and got their money back on. It's just like, no eBay. Fuck eBay. Seriously, fuck eBay. eBay is for buying, not for selling. If you sell stuff on eBay, people could literally just send you back a brick. They could send you a brick in the box and get all their money back. It's just, no eBay. Screw eBay.
Robust.
I'm sorry if we're all somewhat degenerate. I accept your apology. What are you doing with the other hand? Maybe I'd be able to finish the fundraiser if I had another channel where I showed you what I'm doing with the other hand. I'll open an OnlyFans for that. Would you include maker places and tech school as a source for volunteers? Well, first thing I need is things for them to do. Okay, 6 minutes behind.
Robust.
I run a repair shop in the UK. What can I do to help the cause? Try to get right to repair. Speak to whoever is your local person in government and get them to care. The thing that this really goes for everybody, right? It says, what can I do? Speak to the person that is your representative. Speak to them about right to repair. See if there's a bill introduced, get them to support it. If there's not a bill introduced, get them to introduce it and get them to care. There's a lot of good resources on repair.org for that.
Robust.
Everything I'm making a course on how to repair boards. Yes, I did. It's called youtube.com/Rossmann Group, and you'll find 600 videos where I go over how to repair boards. It's free, too. No, I'm serious. Like, a lot of people have said, do you teach? Like, I like your videos. Where's the class? And it's like, right. You just watched it. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's all there. Just nobody watches them. Nobody cares. Let's see. Like, yeah, I'll show you to the extent to which nobody gives a shit. Let's see. All right, so this is actually a video that I thought was incredibly helpful to people who were trying to figure out why the machine is brain dead or why it's in an SO state but not turning on. Like, you know, stuff like this, like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody watches them. I made so many of these videos, and nobody cares. 5,900 views. I have a lot of videos in this channel that go over how to fix boards. It's just, again, just nobody watches them. Next. New phone. Well. Why should I donate? I don't really have a sales pitch for you. If you believe in right to repair and you believe I have a good chance of getting it passed, donate. If you have to ask, then I don't know. I'm not a salesman. I really am not a salesman. Someone gave $69.69. You have to be shitting me. Are you? Erica. Someone gave $6,969.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck? Stevenson Smith gave $6,969. Yo, I hope there's no quid pro quo there. There's no quid pro quo. Holy shit. Erica, someone gave $6,969. You know what that means you have to do now?
What?
It's not me.
No, it's you.
It's you.
It's your stream. It's not my stream.
It's yours.
Robust.
I'm not doing that. Living upstate, our New York government doesn't care about us unless you're from Albany or Buffalo, maybe on the super local level, but it's like we don't have a voice. I think it's because if you live anywhere outside the major metropolitan areas, you're not going to give the votes that are necessary for them to get elected, therefore they don't care. Yes, John, I have both. The C3 has funding, it's just I can't do the stuff that's actually fun from it. So my camera's focus appears to be starting to screw up. It's doing this focus in and out thing that you get from shitty Panasonics and cheap Logitechs. Get a logo made so we can use it on our channels and videos to help spread awareness. That is in progress, along with a website. That is in progress. Okay, I'm answering a lot of the same questions here, so I'm about to just read the rest of it and then end the stream.
Robust, robust, robust.
Have you dealt with any Karens in your store? Yes. Yes, that's an excellent question. I have.
How about
What?
the mug?
One of them even owns a gym. We're not gonna redo that. We're not gonna redo that. We have had Karen. Yes, we're not gonna. We'll just move. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay, I answered that one already. Answered that one already. Answered that one already. Needs work in your sales pitch. Can't let the corrupt win. Yeah, I'm not a salesman. That's the problem. I'm a shit salesman.
Robust,
What is he
robust,
funding
robust.
for? I have an entire video on that, and I answered. Maybe it can bug you for an April Fool's idea. Last year I did a convincing one about Intel buying AMD. What's something extremely unlikely to happen with Apple? I was debating doing an April Fool's joke where I just like have a bunch of MacBook boxes behind me and say, hey, I just used all your GoFundMe money to buy a bunch of MacBooks from my staff. I'm going to be giving some of them away to some people here, but that's in bad taste. I'm not really an April Fool's joke kind of guy. Does she still use MacBooks in Apple Care? Erica still uses MacBooks.
I ain't using one right
Thank you for your
now.
content. You teach me so much. Says Happy Bear. Thank you.
Robust, robust,
All right.
robust.
Why is right to repair at the state level? Because getting something passed federally is literally impossible. Impossible. Okay. So I am out of here. Okay, all the questions here are questions I've already answered at some point before. And we're in for over an hour. So I'm out of here. Thank you so much. I have a lot of work to do, as you can imagine. There is a lot of stuff that I have to get done. And yeah, so I will see you all later. Thank you very much for taking part in all of this. And hopefully I can succeed with something. See you all later.